Contact improvisation is firstly a listening practice, and then it is a movement practice. We need slowness, we need stillness to come into sensing ourselves, feeling the floor, feeling gravity. So we begin by listening to ourselves, and we listen whenever we meet another person.
Pausing, breathing, dropping. How does the body weight meet the floor today? How does it feel in your body when you're inhaling? And how with the exhale there might be this sense of sinking in, grounding and landing. And already these qualities of rising and falling and catching your own breath. This whole world wants to see big results and kind of flashy things, and this goal orientation takes us away from the moment. We hurry, we already want to be somewhere, we already want to be in our goal, or we have this ambition, and that already is creating tension, unnecessary tension in our bodies.
Just change position again. Let's take a really soft, easy change of position.
In the stillness we have our breath, so there's never real stillness. We have the gravity, and we have the possibility to release and let go into gravity.
How can you find easy alignment in your positioning, whether you're asymmetric or lying down or sitting, this sense of feeling aligned so that gravity is really falling through your body?
Breathing and stillness, release are very useful tools, because if you are relaxed, you can feel more, you can sense more.
And from that place we begin to move.
Two different ways to change the point of contact. You can roll, and that's changing your connection, the point of contact, but you can also slide, and that way change the point of contact with the earth. As well, noticing that sometimes the movement might start from the sliding instead of rolling.
So, first of all, there's this, what's happening here? And then the dance can be allowed to evolve and to grow and have its own voice. So it becomes this dance of not doing, but listening and allowing. And for me, it's just, this is one of the most fascinating things, because it's always interesting, because it's always different. It can be incredibly dynamic and explosive, but you're completely with that moment. And there's a sense of effortlessness. You've become the observer to your moving, and my body is responding faster than I even knew it was possible to, and creating movements that I'd never thought of or planned or tried to make happen before. And then this state arises and you kind of catch yourself in the middle of it, and it feels like actual magic.
When you learn how to fly low in a micro scale, you can fly high in a bigger scale. So we always start with very somatic and slow and in a way small, and realizing that all these like underlying principles, they exist already in a micro level.
Notice how that internal rotation happens, and you shift, and the ball of the foot shifts into the big toe. So just getting this sense of the fact that every step we take is a spiral and is a fall and is a catch.
Principles can be very, very precise, very clear, and the result can be very, very acrobatic and very impressive, let's say like that.
So can you get this sense that your walking is falling and catching?
We always start from the fine-tuning of what's happening behind it.
Full catch.
And there's already a universe in that.
Full catch.
How do these principles, where do they start from, and then grow from that?
I push into the outside edge of my heel and the outside edge. The more we come back and repeat and revisit the right ingredients, the more it gets familiar in your body, and then the more freedom you find to achieve your own flow state. We spiral down to the right. We pivot on the right foot onto the butt. You need to know the rules to break them. And if you don't know the rules, there's nothing to break. And so to have structure, form, line control, understanding of body and space gives you your scale. A musician can't improvise unless he can play his instrument. So we're learning the instrument of our body so that we can break with understanding and knowledge. We've got something to move away from.
But still, art of improvising is that when there comes so-called mistake, how do we improvise our way? How do we use that? How do we flow with that? Because we can always turn it into something unplanned. It has so much surprises, so much like sparkle and all the colors of the palette.
The principal root is passion and love of moving and love of dance, and how to share that with other people, how to communicate that, and how important it is. We wish participants to gain their own composite understanding of the practice of contact improvisation and build their own toolkit so that they've got their own method and drive to go forward into practicing contact improvisation themselves.
There were some things that I already learned in like classes that I was taking and trainings I was doing, but I feel like in this container of this 5 days, the progress I have made is much bigger. So I feel like this is the most impactful, meaningful to really make progress for me personally in contact improv.
Each module is representing a certain quality or topic or a lens. So spending 5 days with, for example, spine and spirals, like we have really the chance to go much more in a fine-tuning and deeper understanding. There's enough integration time, there's enough trios and group scores and experiential anatomy, so the participants can really have this journey of visiting different ways of seeing CI.
Contact improv for me is kind of the entry point for everything. Like it teaches us how to be better humans. It's a practice of deep listening, not just to others, but also to ourselves.
And another thing that takes place is that new friendships are created and new relationships made, and that itself creates a really safe container. And when you feel that safe, you just learn more and you explore more and you dare to try more. So that sense of community also really supports your expansion and growth in the practice.
Contact improvisation becomes a bit like your living room or your home. That's how I feel when I go to jam. It's a home base.
Come. You should definitely come. I think anytime we can get into somatic practices, we become deeper, richer people, we become better friends, we become better family members, we become better partners. So it is a practice that's going to teach you a lot about yourself and a lot about how you interact in the world. So I think it's not a practice that is just physical, it's very much an internal journey.